And if you hit a pothole on your way home or get stuck in a long traffic jam, the race for Ohio governor this year impacts you. Local 12's Jeff Hirsh spent the day in Columbus as the two candidates talked about fixing infrastructure, specifically Ohio's crumbling roads and bridges.
The verbal infrastructure bus pulled in to where the two candidates for Ohio governor were talking infrastructure.
It's incumbent upon the governor, I believe, to have a very candid discussion, an open discussion with the people of the state about where we are in regard to our infrastructure.
And we are now seeing virtually nothing being put forward from Washington that is going to amount to anything. Nothing is moving in the Congress.
Republican Mike DeWine and Democrat Richard Cordray spoke separately. It was not a debate before the Ohio Association of Regional Councils and then with reporters. Cordray said he'd put an infrastructure bond issue before the voters. DeWine said he'd appoint a blue ribbon committee to recommend what to do.
Once that has taken place, we need to have that candid discussion. What the people of the state of Ohio, what a governor owes the people of the state is honesty and a candid discussion about exactly where we are.
Well, blue ribbon commissions are often an excuse for not being ready to lead or not being ready to set a direction in the state. I think if you're running for governor, you bear a responsibility to set a direction, and I've made my commitment and I will follow through on it.
Cordray used to head the Federal Consumer Protection Bureau under President Obama. President Trump's Supreme Court nominee, Brett Kavanaugh, once ruled that agency unconstitutional, a ruling later overturned. Now, Kavanaugh may be on the Supreme Court.
It reinforces the importance of an election like this one for governor of the state of Ohio, because governors can be a backstop for protecting people's rights, and that's where we ought to be doing this, is in this political sphere.
I'm very excited about this nomination. The President of the United States has continued to be consistent in putting people on the federal bench who are conservatives, strict constructionists.
The race for Ohio governor 2018 is basically a replay of the race for Ohio Attorney General in 2010. At that time, Richard Cordray was the incumbent, Mike DeWine was the challenger, and DeWine won by less than 2% of the vote. And if the polls are to be believed right now and stay consistent, whatever happens in November will be close again. In Columbus, Jeff Hirsh, Local 12 News.
Here's something interesting. Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh has donated to Richard Cordray. Although it was 20 years ago, $1,250 for a couple of unsuccessful races. Cordray and Kavanaugh once worked for the same law firm. Small world. And each also clerked for the man Kavanaugh has been nominated to replace, Justice Anthony Kennedy.